franchise recap is on to season 11, our third straight sequel theme, The Gauntlet 2. Airing December 05 to March 06, this 17 episode plus one special season saw 32 cast members head off to Trinidad and Tobago for a new spin on the Gauntlet game. Big evolution here. TJ Lavin, the legend TJ, is here, and that is the thing that matters most. Yes, there were a lot of evolutions, but obviously TJ, the legend himself, beginning his run as host is the biggest. He would go on from here to host every season of the challenge since, at least the ones that count, and is thankfully still holding it down as host for us today. Other evolutions, though, do include the new Rookies vs. Vets format, where if you were on the third or higher season, you were considered a vet, unless your name was Jamie Murray, who they slid onto the Rookies team, even though he was a two-time champion. We also had team captains being a thing. Win the daily, captain gets a prize. That's pretty cool. Lose the daily, you are going into elimination. Not so cool. Additionally, Heights Over Water became a daily mainstay format, as 5 of the last 8 dailies were constructed this way, and the episodes themselves fell into what would become the common format for the show, which is still around today, meaning an opening house segment, the daily challenge, house deliberation segment, elimination to close. Stats-wise, a bunch took place. Beth quit, becoming the first person to do that twice. Derek and Alton got their 4th elimination wins, tying them at the time for 2nd place behind Sarah Grayson. Timmy, Jamie, and Mark all made a 3rd final. Jamie joined Darrell and Veronica as 3-time champions, he going 3-4-3, and Landon quickly in 2 seasons joined the back-to-back and 2-time club. Competitively, this season leaned the Rookies' way. They won 9 out of 15 dailies. The captains going into elimination element was really kind of the standout competitively, as Alton and Keena ran the table on the rookie side, with Beth and Derek coming close to doing the same on the vet side. Derek lost in the final elimination of the season to Timmy, and Beth lost in the last elimination that the vet women would take place. She didn't lose, she quit before facing Anissa. Derek's run will long be remembered, taking out Adam and Name That Coconut to open the season, which was trivia mixed with wrestling, and then Ace and Cyrus in Beach Brawl, aka Oiled Up Sumo Wrestling, the win over Cyrus, given the weight and size difference, particularly legendary, and then Brad in another rendition of Name That Coconut, an all-time battle to say the least. A poor draw getting reverse tug of war at the end versus much larger Timmy really did him in, but an unbelievable run, long remembered, long revered. The final will also be remembered, but for the opposite, for its poor format that led to a truly anticlimactic finish. There were 3 phases to the final. You got to pick your players for each and bet on the outcome. You had a certain amount of, it was jewels or treasure or whatever to bet on the outcome. The vets lost the very first phase, where they put as many people as they were allowed and bet all their money. They lost. The final was then ultimately just over. So even so, don't sleep on how stacked the final rookie team was here. Alton and Keena, absolute studs. They proved it over and over in elimination. Jamie Murray was there, 3-for-3 champion. Jody, Landon, MJ, Susie, all beasts. And then you had a beast and Randy Berry rounding out the group. Maybe not in the same class as the others, but still solid contributors. That team as a collective, looking back in retrospect, is kind of shockingly good. Outside of Derek's run, memorable moments include the wild opening episode where the season kicked off with a King of the Raft competition that for 2 of the 4 groups turned into rock, paper, scissors. For 2 of the 4 groups turned into some brutal wrestling on a raft out in a lake. That was quickly followed by the new team captain, Joe, not loving the environment, not loving the camaraderie, the partying, everything that was going on in the house the first night. And eventually she freaked out to the point of calling the local police to come assist her in quitting and leaving the show. Beyond that, we had the introduction of TJ hating quitters. He called out Cameron. He called out Yesella. He called out Beth. Then he called out Beth again when she actually did quit the second time. We had Anissa's famous "I will cut you with words" back and forth with Kara Z. Derek breaking a table in disgust. Ace giving emotional goodbye speeches, and Katie burping. There was a lot of little moments to love in this season. It was a season with, major ups, major downs, incredible premiere episode, super disappointing final episode, no bigger dichotomy in episode 1 to episode, last of the season, probably in challenge history than those two. Some memorable runs cut short in just an overall sense of the show, figuring out a little bit what the next phase of its existence would look like now that they seemed destined to keep doing these things as long into the future as they would like. It's the definition to me of a good season of the challenge. We slotted in with a B- grade. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the upcoming Battle of the Eras recaps. Tune in tomorrow for another of my all-time favorite seasons, Fresh Meat.